Welcome to The Real Dad. In this video, we're going to unbox and assemble a mini electric ATV from Venom Motorsports, which I just picked up. So let's see what we got. I just went to the Dan Ross trucking depot in Woodstock, Ontario to pick this up off their dock. It saves a little bit of a delivery fee, and it's close to home, so why not? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this out of my truck and into my trailer by myself. Okay, I'm in my cargo trailer now. Why? Because I'm keeping these hidden from my kids. They're just going to bed, so now I'm able to come out and we're gonna open this. I'm going to do a continuous shoot to open it. For two reasons. You get to see exactly how it comes out of the box, and second, just in case there is any damage, like on here, which of course that little tear, which I didn't film doing this one, of course. Anyway, I did that one last night to get it ready. I want to give these to the boys together at the same time because, you know, if you have boys, they'll just be fighting over the one that you, anyway. So let's get at it. I'm gonna set the camera down and I'm going to open up this box, which, by the way, I can tell you from experience, I recommend 2 people lift. It does have handles on the side, so don't be an idiot and try and do it by yourself. Get someone to help you. It's not extremely heavy, it's just awkward. So, all right, here we go. Okay, side cutter should get these bands. Probably just grab side cutters anyway. I know from last night when I assembled the 1300 there was a lot of zip ties. Now it came in cardboard. I think the bigger one was assembled, like kind of pre-assembled. I would prefer to do it myself. It would have been a big deal. Anyways, this one, no idea. I'm assuming it might need a little more assembly because the box is quite smaller. And yeah, the handlebars are gonna have to be mounted on. Now, we did request a spare battery. I don't know if it's shipped yet. I don't know if it's in here. I have no idea. It's definitely not in here. Looks like all our parts are in this box. So there's a bit more assembly required with this smaller. I believe this is the 1000 model. The bigger one there is the 1300. Yeah, this one's gonna need the wheels put on. The back wheels are on. The shock needs to be mounted. So there's gonna be a bit of work to this one. Not a big deal, I'm sure it's gonna be simple. The best way to pull this out, I have no idea. That'll do it. Okay. So we got to mount the wheels and the handlebars. Other than that, I think it's good. The bubble wrap's protecting it. There's no cuts in this seat bag, which is good. The last bag when I took it off, there was like 2 holes in it, and then that slice in the seat. This one actually looks like a bit more of a rigid material than this seat. This seat's like kind of soft, regular stuff. This one here, a little harder, a bit more grippy. Assuming the seat pops off the same way. Yeah, just a little lever. So this was the same bag that was on the 1300. It's almost like think of it like a hairnet, and the seat is obviously free from damage, which is good because I know, like I say, this one came in the box, never been opened. The other one was opened, so I don't know. I can't be in control of what happened between the time that it was opened and pre-assembled. This one again, the decals same as the other one. They come with the film still on them, which is nice. I'm gonna have to see what's going on here. This is your reverse lever selector. I'm assuming it's fine. I'll see once I get it. It's bent over a bit right now, but it might just be that it needs to be assembled underneath still. Put the yokes on the handlebars and mount the front wheels. So I'll get to this. I'm sure for handy it's gonna be no big deal. So I'll check in once I get a little bit of work done here. Now I'm somewhat oriented with what I need to do here. As you can imagine, being that these are a Chinese-made ATV, the instructions are very poorly written. There's no parts list, but the pictures at least, and you know, with a bit of knowledge, we know what's going on here. This shouldn't be a problem. So my first step is I'm gonna mount the rear shock. For example, I believe in the instructions they call it the rear shocker. We know in English that's something that does not relate to suspension. However, let's get at it. I'll give you a quick look at that. Looks pretty simple. So way up in there is the top shock mount. What we're gonna do is take the seat off. Once you get the seat off, you can see that your mounting brackets are right here. And there's the top of your shock. Adjustable shocks even though, give them that. Mind you, they don't send you the tool to adjust the shocks. That's something you'll have to figure out on your own. So really they only give you one size of nut and bolt. And that you can see is a self-locking nut and one bolt. So I'm gonna just go put that through now. I don't know if it's just my luck, but I got the bolt in for that shock mount, which gave me a closer look at this reverse switch, which I showed you earlier. The one that was wonky, well, perfect. It's busted right out of the box. That plastic's broke, and then that got me thinking. I remember seeing something in the bottom of the box. I went looking, and it's the other piece of that switch. Not really happy about that. I don't know if I can make this work until we get a new one from them. We'll see. Hopefully I can at least get it to go in Ford and the little guy can ride it with his big brother this weekend. So that'll be another email going to the company. We'll see how they handle this. What you will need for this down here, you'll need a 10 mil. If you haven't seen your 10 mil socket in a while, it looks like that. I'm fortunate to have found a 10 mil socket and a wrench. So I'm going to tighten that one up, and then we'll move on to the front suspension. Okay, the rear suspension's done. Just that one bolt, and it's a 10 millimeter and a 13 millimeter for the nut. A little tricky getting it in there. You'll need an extension. You can do it. I have faith in you. The bolts are in here. The diagram doesn't show much, but it looks to be that you're going to want to keep the brake cable, which is the only thing holding these front wheels together when you pull it out of the package. This model, they're cable brakes. The larger model, they're hydraulic. I think, if I look at the picture, it's going to go behind your steering linkage. So get this up supported. I got the wheel chock I keep in my trailer. Make sure you put this on the right way. Steering linkage tab will be to the back. Your brakes will be to the front. So you want an 8 millimeter socket and a 17 millimeter wrench for doing this. No problem, we'll just loose fit it. There is a washer for the top. The diagram absolutely does not show where that goes. So I don't know. It came in the box like this. So, and there's not a washer bomb, so we're just gonna keep that washer on the top. Something just hit the floor. What just hit the floor? Self-locking nut in the bottom. Okay, I'll be right back with the right size wrench. Tie rod next. All your hardware is on it. Looks like you got a nylon bushing and a lock nut on this one, which is interesting. The the picture doesn't show that. And a bracket of a mud guard. We definitely don't have a mud guard. And this is a 13 mil and your 6 mil Allen key to tighten that up. Perfect. Next, and you know what I forgot to do? That brake cable behind it. I was gonna rub on the tire. This one is 13 mil wrench and a 10 mil socket. There you go. That's one side, guys. I'm gonna go do the other, and I won't bore you with that. I think I know why that gear selector switch is broken, and I'm assuming it happened at the factory. Looking underneath here, if you can see it with the light, here's where your body mounts to the frame, and it's off. So if I had to guess, when this went into the box, this maybe caught the box, and watch what happens when you lift up on it. So that probably would have been enough to break that whole gear selector. So the side's the same, if you can see the light there. So I'll remount those. They're not broken, thankfully. They just got pulled out, so I'm assuming that's what's gonna happen. Like I say, we're gonna contact Venom Motorsports. The email's actually all been sent. My wife was right hot on that, so hopefully we get good news from back then, and they can send a new gear shifter out. They do have spare parts if you look on their website. Quite a few spare parts you can get, so hopefully that gear selector is one of them, and it'll be a quick fix. I'll let you guys know. Both wheels are mounted. I got my steering hooked up, my suspension hooked up. The steering will need some adjustment. I do have a little bit of toe in, what do you call it? Toe in, toe out, whatever. Alignment, we'll go with alignment. So I'm not gonna bother that tonight. I'll measure that up in the morning and get everything set right. Actually the wheelbase on the front looks slightly wider than the rear. Bit odd, but that's okay. Everything looks, everything looks fairly solid in here. I remounted the body, which I suspect is why this switch is broken. Next, I'm just gonna put the bumper on. It came in a spare parts box. Looks like it's fairly straightforward as well. It's similar to the one on the larger model. And then I will tighten down, I'm gonna adjust and tighten down the handlebars. Front bumper straightforward. You just gotta mount these two brackets with these 4 bolts. This bottom bracket just angles down slightly. And then you can just attach it with the 4 of these, which were in where they're supposed to be. And they are a 10 millimeter socket. So it's for them, torque them on, you're done. Let's get serious about assembling these ATVs for a minute. Do it on a workbench. Don't be an idiot and do it on the floor of a trailer. I went to stand up and it wasn't pretty, so we better hurry here. Bumpers on, easy peasy, no problem. 4 bolts to mount it to the frame. Next is this thing, which I guess, I don't know, you would call a number plate. It's gonna mount on your handlebar. There's a nut here, right there. Spin that out, it's gonna mount on there. Just noticing, guys, when you go to put the handlebar, I don't know, what do you call them, risers anyway, the clamps for the handlebars, they're gonna go in here, and there's not a nut. These are actually threaded. I'm gonna say do not torque those too hard because you'll rip those threads out. So keep that in mind when you go to tighten those down. Probably not the worst thing in the world, I suppose. You should be able to probably get a nut on the other side if it goes through, but just keep that in mind. All right, guys, that's on. Like I said, just that 1 bolt on the top. Take it off, spin it back in once you put the bracket on. Then your 4 bolts for your handlebars, and there is lots of thread on the bottom sticking through, so if you do accidentally cross thread or strip those out, you'll be able to put a nut on the bottom. Last step here is the Chiclet Saver. I don't know, maybe there's another cool name for that. Anyways, it'll keep your kids from losing their baby teeth early. It just Velcros on like you would expect. While I'm sitting here, other than this broken gear selector key, this is one of the cool features I like about these little units, and the bigger one, the 1300 is the same. Turn the key on, and you actually get a readout of your battery, so you can keep an eye on that. This one has a parking brake apparently. I haven't figured out how it works yet. The big one, I believe, does not have a parking brake. And then here's your light. Now the lights on this thing are more for show. They really don't light up much at night. And your horn. Wow, that's actually a little louder than this one, I think. Wow, that's quite the difference. Actually, I don't know if I like this. This one, the bigger one, actually has a working brake light though. This one just has a reflector for the rear. My kids won't be riding these at night. No big deal. But yeah, same thing with the bigger one. It's got the readout on it. And again, it's got a functioning headlight as well, but that horn, I don't know about that. Anyway, that's about it. I got to remove the stickers on the coating on the decals next. And I think I'm just about done. The foam for the handlebar, you need to cut it. You need to put a slit down there. It does not come with one. And then once that's on, just put this over top. Okay. So now I gotta go find a knife. Scissors work. There. Perfect. And I'm done. They're fully assembled. We've got the bigger one here. Sorry for the poor lighting. I'm running out of light. We've got the bigger one here. That's the Venom. It's the 1300, I guess they call it. This one, I believe, is the 1000. This is the one. I haven't taken the cover off the decals yet. I want to go to bed. I got a big mess to clean up now. Good news, though. I can get the little one with the broken switch to go into gear, at least forward. So that'll keep the little guy happy. I'm gonna do a video tomorrow. I'm gonna go over the features of both of these, get a better close-up look at what they can and can't do, the different options that they have on them. I'll just go a little more into depth about them. For tonight, I just wanted to get them assembled. I'm gonna have to get the little battery charged up. The big one, we've got 2 batteries fully charged for it. Our kids ride for a long time on these. They've gone from the little Peg Perego battery operated ones, and we had to have a bank of batteries to keep them happy. So that's why we've also got a second battery for the little one, which I hope is coming. The invoice said it shipped. The bill of lading from the trucking company only had 1 item on it, so hopefully they responded to the emails about the damage, and as well, we mentioned about the second battery, what's the whereabouts of that. So I'm hoping they get back to you. I'm gonna update you on that as well. Appreciate you guys watching. If you have any more questions about assembling, the big one I don't really know about. I'm sure it's similar to the little one. Drop them down below in the comments. I'll help you out. It's an easy process. There's no point in paying them. I think it was $100. They would assemble it for you, but to be honest, you get it in the box. Mind you, if they had assembled it for us, they would have found that broken switch and hopefully would have fixed it before they shipped it out, or sent a new one. It doesn't look like it's going to be easy to change that switch as well. Lots of wires. It's hard to get to. I imagine that the body's going to have to get lifted off. So guys, if you don't subscribe already, please subscribe. Stay tuned for the review of these tomorrow. I'll say review and in-depth look at these tomorrow. Find me on Instagram. I've got a big following going on TikTok now, guys. There's some pretty cool stuff on there. Stuff that I don't really do here. There are some of those TikToks on my YouTube shorts. So check those out as well if you're into the short videos. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you in the next one.